See, operation analytics is same like your operation research model. We use mathematical and statistical models to streamline operations and processes in the organizations. So, a range of mathematical models like linear programming, simulations, and to some extent, what you call optimizations are done using these mathematical methods. And then you have the statistical methods, which are also used to understand the impact of the models which you have built and how the process performance is again measured in terms of statistical methods. So that is a combination of methods which we use in operations analytics, where we have a range of softwares right from R, Python, MATLAB. You have basic Excel with Solver. So all these softwares are available, which will help us to understand the operation analytics part. So we will start initially with Python, Excel, and then we will slowly migrate into R or Python. Let me see which one is easy for you to understand. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, you need to understand the decision-making environment in an organization. So operations management is basically you need to understand the decision-making environment that is there in the organization. And based on the decision-making environment, we will be looking at the various factors or various variables that will be in the context of this decision-making scenario. Okay. So let us look at the various things we need to understand, certain keywords we need to understand before we start into the operation analytics. One of the characteristics we need to have to understand the various variables and various conditions. Risk, and uncertainty. So the three important parameters we need to understand is when you're making a decision, the certainty part, the risk part, and the uncertainty part. So there are three things which you need to understand when you are making a decisions in operations management. In the context of control variables, if you are looking at controllable variables, also called as control variables. Can anybody tell me what are these control variables? Anybody can tell me what is this control variables all about?
So which impact the decision-making process?
Pardon?
The variables which impact the decision-making process.
Okay. Okay. What else? Anybody else?
Controllable variables can mean that, for example, if I have to produce two products, how many of them will I produce in order to say, let's say, maximize profit or minimize cost? So that is controllable, right?
All right. Anybody else?
Sir, those are the variables which we like to keep them constant during our work.
So when you look at the basic concepts, control variables are those variables on which you have absolute control and certainty. These control variables are known. You know these control variables. The risk involved in this controlling these variables is known. You also know the uncertainty involved in these variables. So if you are looking at control variables, you have a thorough understanding of the variables. Sometimes we call control variables also as decision variables. So we know what is the risk, we know what is the uncertainty. So we know what raw materials we need, we know how much we need, we know where to get it from, we know what factors can affect their supply, we know what risks involved in that raw material supply. So these are your controllable variables. Then comes your uncontrollable variables. Uncontrollable variables. So what are these variables? Uncontrollable variables.
Sir, which are beyond our scope of control.
Yes. Which are beyond your scope of control, like example. Government regulations.
Yeah, sir.
Something
Supplier
that is
dependency.
Natural disasters.
something that is outside the organization, like political risk.
Regulations can change anytime. Natural disasters can occur anytime. You can have geopolitical issues like Afghanistan, which is now becoming a big issue. Now, I don't know how many of you are reading newspapers. One of the biggest there are two biggest problems which industry is facing right now in India. What are those two biggest problems? Surveys, some automobile companies are also shutting down their production.
There semiconductor chip shortage.
Semiconductor shortage. There is a huge semiconductor shortage which is affecting the automotive industry, computers, laptops. Why this suddenly semiconductor shortages came into short? Because the largest producer of semiconductors are
Malaysia. Malaysia is the largest producer and they have been impacted by COVID. Also,
Malaysia, all of them are largest producers, and all these three countries have political issues.
right.
So semiconductors is becoming problematic. What is the second problem? Containers problem. There is a huge shortage of containers in the market because of the Evergreen disaster. You know that Evergreen ship, right? So since that Evergreen got stuck in that what you call that Suez Canal.
Hello?
Sir is not audible.
I think sir got disconnected.
Sorry guys, there is a power outage. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir.
You can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So there are a lot of uncontrollable variables which will come suddenly, like your Evergrande is getting stuck, followed by the containers getting stuck in different locations, ships and all. Till now, that ripple effect of container shortage is felt all over the world. Even today, containers are in shortage. So that such things are called uncontrollable models, where uncontrollable variables which are not in our control, but still we need to have an idea as an operations manager or as a CXO manager or a CEO or anybody. You also need to have an understanding of these uncontrollable variables, and you also have to calculate the probabilistic risk involved in that uncontrollable variables. So we use probabilistic methods to control them. Then the type of models which we use in certainty is, we call them as deterministic models. We use deterministic models in certainty. We use probabilistic models in risk, and non-probabilistic models in uncertainty issue. If you are looking at the type of decision you need to make, you need to make the best possible decision, because you know everything in the certainty environment. You need to make an informed decision. That means you can't make a best decision, but you need to have information regarding what if a decision goes wrong. That is called informed decision, is what you need to have. And then in case of uncertainty, you will not be able to make any decision. Uncertain is where you can't make any decision. And the information type which you encounter in this environment is, you will have quantitative information. When you know everything is about what you are going to do in certainty, you will have quantitative information. You will use quantitative and qualitative information in case of risk, and in case of uncertainty, we use mostly qualitative information. Then the mathematical tools, or the tools which we use in different methods, are linear programming is widely used when you are making decisions in certainty. When you are making decisions under risk, you need statistical methods and simulation. Methods and simulation is required when you are making a decision under risk, and when you are making your when you are making a decision under conditions of uncertainty, you need to do decision analysis, like cost benefit analysis, and you will also use simulation to understand the effect. So when you are making decisions under certainty, is where most of the time, as a manager or as a middle level manager, you will be making. As a middle level manager, you are supposed to make decisions under the conditions of certainty. If you are a top level manager or a C-level manager or a vice president or executive director in charge of operations, you need to make both the decisions under risk as well as under uncertainty. The level of risk and uncertainty will increase as you go up the ladder in your organization. So at a lower level, you will be having everything, you know the various effects, because you will be doing only what is, you will be running the process, you'll have the process information and control and everything. Whereas as you go to the top levels where you have to make decisions like setting up a new factory, or expanding the existing factory, or doing joint ventures, or getting into contract manufacturing, or any other such decisions which involves risk and uncertainty, there you need to be very, very careful. So the three types of decisions you make in industry, basically in operations, are decisions where you have certainty, decisions under the conditions of risk and decisions under the conditions of uncertainty. And in all these places, you will have variables which are under your control, which you will have uncontrollable variables, and then you have to work with both of them. You have to gather information quantitatively and qualitatively, and also use that information in terms of mathematical models. Okay, so this is a brief understanding of various conditions which we see in operations analytics. Any doubts, participants?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, sir, can you
Yes.
give one example of uncertain condition where only data available is qualitative?
Currently, we have this problem, na, semiconductor and container problem. Now, we know this problem, see, semiconductor shortage, the first article I read, if you go to Google, so the semiconductor shortage in India, the first article which I read, the effect is now, but if you look at the initial trend came up in the month of April itself. The initial trends came out in April itself. In the April of this year, there was saying that shortages will come and some point of time, see here. In May, we have an article, the semiconductor chip shortage and how car makers are coping. Okay. Famine by constrained production, the global computer, they are addressing, they are managing their, so basically, the COVID-19 pandemic in South Korea, Japan, China, and US is the biggest culprit. The COVID is the culprit, and this is causing the chip problem in the month of August and May only. See, chip shortage, according to a Bloomberg report, lead time increased to 17 weeks in April from around 12 weeks in the beginning of 2020. Lead time means you have to order a chip earlier 12 weeks in advance. Now you have to do it 17 weeks in advance, or you can say the delivery time got extended by 5 weeks. Okay, so in April only we came to know all this problem. Now what we can do, we cannot do anything, right? Did we do anything? See, IHS
We cut down.
final quarter of increase that's stronger than expected rate. So IHS market also found out that the final quarter of 2020 means January, February, March. Sorry, October, November, December. So we know this problem. Now, what is its effect now? Now we are facing the effect, right? Now we are facing the effect after how many months? April, May, June, July. After 4 or 5 months, see here,
5 months.
Maruti Mahindra wants of 20%. So we could, you know, the problem existed 5 months. Why couldn't they solve the problem?
Sir, because like
it's uncontrollable to them, right?
we import semiconductors mostly. It's not an indigenous product.
Yeah. So what can they do? They know the problem since April. Some people pointed out in the first quarter of this year only.
Right.
Then why do the companies can't do anything? Because it's an uncontrollable variable, right?
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
Mahindra is now saying no production days. They're cutting the what you call 20 to 25 production cut is happening. What will happen if they cut the production? They will lose revenues. If they lose revenues, their costs will go up. They'll get into losses. So see,
Right.
going to this one, IHS market a sales forecast firm has said light vehicles forecast for India by 150,000 units. That's a big cut. So now they are saying 3.35 million units will be produced in India in the current year, which was expected to be 3.65 million units. That's a big loss, right? So
Yes, sir.
if there are such scenarios, We can't do anything. This is an uncontrollable variable. So that is where the whole the automobile. So don't you think Anand Mahindra and Rajiv Bajaj are newcomers to this industry?
No, sir.
They have been there for long, right? We call them as pioneers in the industry, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
Then why couldn't they solve that? That is where it happens. There will be uncontrollable problems which will cause uncertainty. They were having this uncertainty. Ultimately, the uncertainty has led to the closure of their cutting of their production, which will affect their revenues, which will affect their costs, which will affect their profitability, which will affect the shareholders, customers, government, everybody. All stakeholders will be affected, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's what you need to understand when you are looking at these issues of uncertainty. So even today, there will be some scenarios which pop up. Who thought COVID will come and destroy these South Korean and what you call Japanese and the biggest players of the semiconductor industry got affected, and then they get a problem. So you have to be very careful whenever you look at this uncertainty issues. All right.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, sir.
Let us
Sir,
look at questions under.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, why semiconductor issue and container problem is not coming under the risk?
Why?
Why semiconductor issue, or you gave the example of semiconductor and container problem, is not coming under the risk? Why we are considering it into the uncertainty? It is also a risk related problem, no, sir?
Now see, I tell you what. In the month of April, it was uncertainty. Okay.
Yes,
In
sir.
the month of June, it became a risk.
Yes, sir.
In the month of August, it became a certainty.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Got it? So in the month of April, it was uncertainty. By end of April, May, June quarter, it became a risk. In the month of August, it became a certainty. Now, when it became a certainty, that means a decision has to be taken, right? Best possible decision has to be taken. Now, what is the best possible decision they have taken for this problem?
Cut down production.
Cut down by
So
20%.
IHS Markit, they gave the quantitative data. That's why it is certain, right now. Like we have to cut down production to.
That's why they cut down the production, right? They no longer have the units with them. They have reached the lowest inventory point at which they don't have supply. And then that's where the certainty has come into picture. Now, what is the best possible decision they have made? Based on the quantitative information from IHS Markit, these guys decided, okay, we'll cut down the production. So the problem progresses from uncertainty to risk to certainty. Once it becomes a certainty, you have to take the best possible decision. It is either cutting costs, or reducing productions. You know the decisions which we make, right? In terms of certainty, we have limited decisions to make. Either Rajiv Bajaj will shut down his factory totally. Option 1. Rajiv Bajaj will cut down his production by 50%. Option 2. Rajiv Bajaj will cut down his production by 25%. So he chose the option 3 based on his constraint analysis and all these things. He has to keep his cost into thing. He has to let the employees work for some time to pay them. So all these things have to be taken, not the constraints. And with he has made a decision. So I am sure they might have done a basic linear programming model in the backend.
Yes.
Okay. To come up with that 25% number, they will definitely have done a linear programming based analysis. Okay. So all of you can open an Excel sheet. We will do, we'll understand the linear programming and we will run a couple of the models within the linear programming. Okay. So in decisions on uncertainty, we will depend on linear programming widely. which is even today biggest consultancy firms use this linear programming as a methodology to solve. So within linear programming, you will hear some keywords like decision variable. What is the decision variable? Can anybody tell me what is the decision variable?
The variable which helps in taking decisions.
So decision variable are variables that are part of your objective function. So variables that are part of objective function. These variables decide the output and decision maker has control over them, and the decision maker has control over them. Right. This is the definition of decision variable. Is this clear, participants?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Now come
Sir.
constraints. What are constraints? A set of restrictions or situational conditions and constraints can be both equalities and inequalities. Constraints will be both equalities and inequalities. Right. And constraints restrict the decision variables. That is one more thing you need to understand in constraints. Constraints will have an effect on the decision variables. Now, let us do some guesswork. What is the constraint Rajiv Bajaj might have faced while making a decision of cutting production by 25%? Can anybody guess and tell me what are the constraints Rajiv Bajaj would have faced while making that decision?
Sir, shortage of chips, that is a constraint.
See, already a decision has been made to cut the production by 20 to 25%, right?
Sir, shortage of employees or workers.
What?
Shortage of workers, workers.
No. What is related to workers and semiconductors?
No, sir. No, I'm not talking about the semiconductors. You said what are the constraints? So I'm just giving one of the constraints.
See, the only automobile industry is saying is chip shortage. They decided to cut the production. Now, what constraints they have decided to cut production by X percentage? To decide that I will cut my production by X percentage, what are the constraints they would have taken into consideration?
Sir, stock of the chips that they have.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the incoming stock.
Yes.
So the cost.
Or chips in transit. Some of them might be in container ships, right? Because the container ships take time, 20 days to 25 days to reach the destination, right? So some of them might be in transit.
For their assembly line capacity, their labor capacity, labor hours.
They can't simply pay them money, which shareholders will object. They need to keep the factory running so that the maintenance cost will be less. Because shutting down and restarting factory, maintenance cost will be very high, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
The maintenance cost will be less.
So basically, they would have decided some working capital, so they had to allocate it along these resources.
Yes, financial impact.
Yes, sir.
So like this, there will be constraints which people have to make decisions within constraints. Okay. Then comes your objective function. What is this objective function? It can be a profit function or a cost function. Objective function will be a profit function or a cost function, which is the main target of which is the main target of making decisions. Now, which one you maximize, which one you minimize?
Profit we maximize and cost we have to minimize.
We maximize, cost we will minimize. Right? So the objective function can be two. Either it can be a profit function or it can be a cost function. Then comes your optimal solution. What is an optimal solution?
Best possible solution.
Yes.
I said, sir, best possible solution.
All right. It's a feasible solution and also the best value for objective function. It is also the best value for the objective function. Now, what is a feasible solution? What is a feasible solution? Set of all possible values. Set of all possible values for decision variables within the constraints. Within the constraints, set of all possible values for decision variables. Within the constraint, we call it as feasible solution. Infeasible solution. Set of all possible variables, all possible values of decision variables that do not meet constraints. That we call it as infeasible solution. And in linear programming, particularly in graphical place, we talk about feasible region. What is a feasible region in graphical methods?
So the common region between the two curves.
The region which covers all the possibilities, right? Which covers all the possibilities. We call it as feasible region. The last one is non-negative constraints. Non-negativity constraints. So one of the biggest assumptions in linear programming is constraints must be what? Constraints must be greater than or equal to 0. Constraints must be greater than or equal to 0. You cannot have negative constraints. Got it, participants?
Yes, sir.
So these are the important things which you need to understand when you're talking about linear programming. And linear programming is used when you're making decisions under certainty. These are the key terms which you will come across in linear programming. If you can't type, don't worry. I will share the notes. I will upload the sheet into the files folder immediately after the session. Okay? You can maintain a pen and paper notes if you are not comfortable with typing. Let's not waste typing. I will share the notes immediately as soon as the session is done. I will upload it into the files folder. Okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Now, let us do an example. Maximize Z equals to 250x plus 75y. So what does this function telling you? How many variables are there? How many variables are there?
3.
Yes. There are 3 variables x, y and z. X, y will decide the z value, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, there are certain constraints. Subject to constraints, these are the constraints. 5x plus y less than equal to 100. The second constraint, x plus y less than equal to 60. Sorry, less than equal to 60, and x and y, x comma y are greater than equal to 0. Like I told you, non-negativity of the values. So we have to maximize that is equal to 250x plus 75y, which is our objective function, subject to these constraints. These are our constraints. All right, all of you have done this?
Yes, sir.
All right, participants, should I move forward? So participants, should I move forward or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Now we will frame this problem in Excel. We will frame this problem in Excel. Okay. So let us say we have 2 variables, x and y. And what is the objective function? The objective function is z. The objective function is z. The objective function is z. So what is the coefficient of x? 250. What is the coefficient of y? 75. I will all center them into the middle. Okay. So objective function z is 250x and plus 75y. Now let us put our constraints. C1. Constraint 1. What is the value of x? 5x and 1y less than equal to 100. Constraint 2. 1 comma 1 less than equal to 60. Right? So these are the constraints we have. So we have put the model into our spreadsheet. We have inputted the values into our spreadsheet. Okay, all of you got this?
Yes, sir.
Now, generally, we in linear programming, we start with a solution where we keep the other variable 0 and then we will solve for the other variable, right? Generally,
Yes,
in
sir.
linear programming, we first start by keeping one variable 0. Let us say if I put in the first equation x is equal to 0, what will be the value of y? 5x plus y is equal to 100. If I
100,
put
sir.
x is equal to 0, what is the value of y?
100.
Y will be
100.
Similarly, if I make y 0, what will be the value of x?
20.
20. So this is one solution we can have by keeping one of the what you call variable 0. Okay. Similarly, we can also calculate C2 x and y for constraint 2 also, right? Now, if I keep x 0, what will be the value of y?
60.
60. If I keep y 0, what will be the value of x?
60.
60. Right? So, keeping one variable 0, we can find out these values. These values you can find out. Keeping one value 0. This is one solution in your graphical method, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you have calculated this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, select the values of C1. Select the table of C1. Select the value of C1. Go to Insert. Go to Scatter. The second option, Scatter with smooth lines and markers. Select the C1 table, XY. Do not select C1. Select XY. Go to Insert. In Insert, you will see Scatter. In the Scatter, the second one, Scatter with smooth lines and markers. Okay, all of you got this graph like this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? Now, right click on graph, select data. Right click on graph, select data. Right click anywhere on the graph, select data.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah?
Sir, scatter with what?
Smooth lines, second one in scatter. Smooth lines and markers. Smooth lines, scatter with smooth lines.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Right click on the plot, select data. Okay? Now, all of you got this window? Select data source.
Yes, sir.
Now go to series 2 and remove. Click on series 2 and remove. Done? Click on
Yes.
series 2 and click on remove. Now series 1, edit. Name range is C1, constraint 1. Click on series X values. Oh, okay. So we have to move this graph to the side. Okay, 1 second. Let me move the graph to the side so that the graph is completely covering the data. Okay, I'll put the graph here. Okay, select data, series 2, remove, right? Series 1, edit. Series name is C1, series X values. Select the first column 0 and 20. Series Y values. Select the second column 100 and 0. 100 and 0. Click OK. Now you got the first line for your first constraint C1. Got it, all of you? Now right click again, select data, add series name C2, series X values, select the X column, Y values, select the Y column, click OK. Click OK. Now you got the graphical plot of which you would have done in normal graph paper, pen and paper. So based on constraints, we got the region, what we call it as the feasible region. So what is the feasible region here? What is the feasible region here?
Sir, under the 60 of x-axis till 20. Sorry, sir. X-axis 20 to 60. Yes, sir. Right.
Yeah. This is 60, 0. This is also 0. This is 0, 60. Right. So we have feasible points as this is the first feasible point 0 and 0. Right. This is the second feasible point 0, 60. This is the second feasible point 60, 0. This is the third one 20, 0. This is the feasible region. This is the feasible region within this graph. This is the feasible region. You can see all the region covering this. We call it as feasible region. This region we call it as feasible region. Right? Can I write here? Let me see. Let me write here. This is your point 0. This is your point A.
Yes, sir.
This is your point B. This is your point C. Right? 0, A, B, C, and all this region. This is all your feasible region. Right? This is all your feasible region. This is the feasible region for your problem. This is the feasible region. Got it, all of you? Now we need to calculate. There are 4 points: point 0, point A, point B, and point C at feasible region area. So we have to find the value at point 0. What will be the value at point 0? Based on this graph, I want to find out the point value of 0. So point value at point 0. Point 0, what is the point value? What is the X value and what is the Y value? The X value and Y value, and we also can calculate the Z value. So what is the value?
I didn't get the question, sir.
See, at point 0, X is 0, Y is 0, right?
Yes, sir.
At point 0, X is 0, Y is 0. So what will be the value of Z? Is equal to 250 into X plus 75 into Y, right? 75 into Y, right?
Yes, sir.
So the point value is 0. The value, Z value at point 0 is 0. The point value at point this 0 is 0. Now at point A, point value at A. How is causing this problem? Shit.
75 into 60 is the Z value.
Yeah. Point value at A. What is the X value?
0.
0,16.
Point value at A is X is 0. What is Y?
60, sir.
Y is 60. Point value at Y is 60. So what is the value of Z? Is equal to 250 into 0 plus 75 into 60. 4,500. At point value at A is 4,500. Now point value at C. Point value at C.
20,0.
Point value at C. So X is what? 20. Y is what? 0. So similarly is equal to 250 into 20 plus 75 into 0. We got 5,000 as point value at C. Right? This is the point value of C. Now, point value of B is what we need to calculate. Point value at B is what we need to calculate. Point value at B is what we need to calculate. So, we know the point values of different things because we got zeros, 20 and all. We got based on the constraint 1 and constraint 2. We need to calculate the point value of what we call the point B. Okay. Now, for this, we can do a simple matrix multiplication. Okay. Let us say I want to calculate these two cells. Select these two cells. Select the two cells. Is equal to M matrix multiplication, open bracket, M inverse of, open bracket, M inverse of, select the 4 constraints, close bracket, comma, select the 2 values, close bracket. Now you should not press enter, you should press control plus shift plus enter. So if you press control plus shift plus enter, you will get the optimal values at point B. These are 10 and 50. So this is the formula. Formula is first you select 2 empty cells, then you will incorporate the formula as is equal to M mult, open bracket, M inverse, open bracket, C6 colon C7 are the constraints, 5, 1 and 1, 1, close bracket, comma, then you take the what are the constraint values, 160, multiplication of these two, you will get 10 and 50. And do not press enter, you have to press control plus shift plus enter. Is that clear? Do not press enter, you have to press control plus shift plus enter. For all matrix multiplications, you have to, matrix formulations, you have to use control plus shift plus enter. All right? All of you got this?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sir, sir,
Maximum
how
value?
did you do that?
Which one?
Sir, I have a doubt. First, we select both the cells and then we write the function, right?
The formula in the formula bar is equal to m mult open bracket m inverse, then select the constraints, close bracket, comma, select the constraint values.
Right. After that, control shift
plus
and
shift
enter.
plus enter.
Sir, I'm getting an error. You have entered too many arguments for this function.
That means you might have forgot a bracket.
Okay.
Just check. Or else give me your any desk number, I'll correct it. So 250 into 10 plus 75 into 50. You got 6,250. So the maximum value you are getting is at 6,250.
Sir, I put the bracket, then also I'm getting, you have
just give
entered
your
too many
AnyDesk number,
arguments.
let me check it.
Okay, just 1 minute.
AnyDesk small software, just download it.
Yeah, I have it, sir.
Just give me that number, I'll correct it. So other participants, you got the answer? So this is the best possible.
So 620.
1 second. 620.
Yeah, that only. 310526.
Yeah. I've sent a connection request.
Sir. Yeah, sir, you have the control.
Yeah. Okay. So type is equal to m mult. Type is equal to m mult. MMULT. Small letters only. You can type small letters. MMULT. Open bracket. M inverse. MINV inverse. Open bracket. Now select the 4 cells. 5, 1, 1, 1. Yeah. Close bracket. Close bracket. Don't comma. No comma. Close bracket. Comma.
Okay.
Now select the two constraints, 160. Close bracket. Control plus shift plus enter.
Right.
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah. I gave a bracket earlier.
Yeah, you should not give. That's what it's a bracket error.
Yes.
Okay. Rest of all you got this?
Yes, sir.
Now let us try one more. So let us try this. Maximize z is equal to 4x plus y subject to constraints x plus y, sorry, small x plus y less than equal to 50, 3x plus y less than equal to 90, and x comma y greater than equal to 0. Okay. Let me maximize the zoom so that you can see the problem clearly. Zoom to 150%.
Guys, you have done this what you call graphical method, right? By hand. By hand, you understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let's frame the problem in this manner. So you have to frame the problem in this manner, the objective function and all. So x and y and z. So what is x? 4. What is y? 1. Then what we should give?
Constraint 1.
1. C1 is 1, 1 less than equal to 50. 3, 1 less than equal to 90, right? So we have formulated the problem into a mathematical model in a spreadsheet. Okay. Now calculate C1, x and y. X and y. So in the first equation, if you put x is equal to 0, what will be y? Y will be 50. In the second scenario, if you put y 0, what will be x?
30.
No. First equation only, na? We are looking at constant 1 only.
Sorry. Yeah, 50.
50, right. We are looking at constant 1 only. So, constant 1 is 0, 50, keeping 1, 0. Now look at constraint 2, C2. X and y. Now, if x is 0, what will be y? 90.
99.
Right? If y is 0, what will be x?
30.
30. Right. So, you got the x and y's. Right. Now, let us plot. So first select the C1, go to insert, scatter with smooth lines and markers. Scatter with smooth lines and markers. Control X and I'll paste it here, Control V. Okay, we'll reduce the size also. For the time being, we'll reduce the size. Okay, select data, remove series 2, edit series 1, C1, series name, series X values, select the X column, series Y values, select the Y column. Click OK. Now you will add series name C2, select X values 030, select Y values 90, click OK. Click OK. So we got the graph. Now again similarly we got the this is 0, this is A, this is B, this is C. So what is the feasible region? So this is the feasible region. This is the feasible region, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the feasible region. Draw. So calculate point A, B, and C. B is the highest profitable point, so calculate the value of B.
So what is the answer?
Yes, please.
What is the answer, sir?
So X, Y, Z at point 0, both will be 0, 0 and 0 is equal to 4 into 0 plus 1 into 0. This is point at O. Point at A. So what is the value at point at A? X is 0, Y is 50. Right? So is equal to 4 into 0 plus 1 into 50. This 50. Point C. Point C also same, right? 0, 50. 50, 0, sorry. 50, 0. So is equal to 4 into 50 plus 1 into 0, 200. Is it right? Or I made some mistake somewhere?
Sir, 30, 0.
30,
Point
30.
C. Point C is 30,
right?
0.
Yeah, that's what. The orange line, right? Yeah, 120.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And point will calculate is equal to m mult open bracket m inverse open bracket all the constraints close bracket comma then the two constraint close bracket control shift enter. Now is equal to 4 into 20 plus 1 into 30, 110. So where is the maximum? Maximum is at point C. This is the maximum point. All right. All of you got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us do it in a different manner. Okay. So a cooperative society of farmers, a cooperative society of farmers has 50 hectare of land, 50 hectare of land to grow 2 crops X and Y. They can grow 2 crops X and Y. The profit from crops X and Y per hectare are estimated at rupees 10,500 and 9,000 and rupees 9,000 respectively. Two herbicide liquid bottles, 2 herbicide liquid bottles, for X and Y crops at rates of 20 liters and 10 liters per hectare are required. No more than 800 liters must be used as per law. Now, how much land should be allocated to X and Y crops to maximize profit? To maximize profit, what should be the land allocation? This is an allocation problem. So what is the objective function? Objective function is maximize Z colon. What is the function? Can anybody tell me?
Sir, 10500X
Yes, 10,500X plus 9,000Y. This is our objective function. Subject to constraints. What are the constraints? X plus Y less than equal to 50. The constraint on land, right? Less than equal to 50. Now the constraint on herbicide is 20X plus 10Y less than equal to 800. I think you can shorten it, right? You can shorten it to 2X plus Y less than equal to 80, right? These two are same. I have just shortened it to the shorter version. And X comma Y greater than equal to 0. So X and Y and Z, 10,500, 9,000, constraint 1, 1 comma 1 less than equal to 50, constraint 2, 2 comma 1 less than equal to 80. Now we will calculate C1 X Y. For if X is equal to 0,
Correct.
Y is equal
Sir, we have
to,
missed.
yeah,
There is a third constraint also.
what is the third constraint? No, this I have shortened it now. There are only two constraints. I have reduced this equation to 2x plus y less than equal to 80.
Right. That's what. Okay.
Okay. So if y is 0, x is 50. This is for C1. For C2 and Y, if X is 0, Y is 80. If Y is 0, X is 40. Right? Now I'll plot this, insert, scatter with markers, and drag it to this side. I'll reduce the size so that we can see it clearly. Then select data, remove series 2, edit series 1, C1, series is 0, 50, 50, 0, click OK, edit, okay, we have to add C2, X values is this, comma, Y values is this. So this is all the feasible region, right? We have a really large feasible region. So this would be 0. Let us say this would be A. This would be B. And this would be C. So all this is your region.
Feasible region.
Feasible region. So where is the maximum? Can you calculate, participants? So X, Y.
C, sir.
So at point O, 0 and 0, this would be this into 0 plus this into 0, right? It's always better to keep some margin. At point A, what are the X value? Point A, X value is how much? 40, right? 40, 0. So Z is 10,500 into 40 plus 9,000 into 0. So you got how much? 4,20,000 something, right? At point B we have to calculate. We'll calculate. Point C, the values are 0 and 50 is equal to 10,500 into 0 plus 9,000 into 50. 4,50,000 you got here. Now we have to calculate this is equal to M mult, open bracket, M inverse, open bracket, select the array, close bracket, comma, select this array, close bracket, control plus shift plus enter, 30 and 20. So is equal to 10,500 into 30 plus 9,000 into 20. So the maximum is at which point?
Option B, sir. 30, 20.
Maximum point. This is your maximum point. Got it? So this is your LP3 example. Linear programming 3 graphical method. Okay.
Sir, where are we using this matrix multiplication?
Pardon?
So where are we using this matrix multiplication, sir? To calculate what, sir?
To calculate the values for x and y, right?
Okay, okay, sir. So for the B point, right, sir?
Pardon?
For the intersection point.
Yes, intersection point.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I'll paste this as I'll upload it into the chart rename linear programming